You ain't got nothing to worry about, family. Your brother be fighting out here, family. So I'm not playing. I'm not playing. Let's go. We gonna get ours. Just believe that. We gonna get all of ours.
He's like, that's how you do it. Whenever you do it, that's how you supposed to do it. That's how we pray. That's how you worship. The next time you worship, that is how you. Y'all ain't hold for that.
Already, I see you in the building, Yahweh. I see you in the building, Let's go, bro. Let's go, bro. Hey, bro. Thanks for fighting with me, bro. Man, my brother Will I Am. Thanks for coming in the building. Those that be coming in the building, man. When I love y'all for that. For families, it's time for us to get our spiritual meat. Let's eat.
All right, check one. Yeah, it's a workout right there. So all praise to you, all esteem to you. So, oh shoot. Oh, there you go. So, all these events of today, it's throwing me off. Had to take place. Not only for the people, but for me to bring out what I gotta bring out. So, because if Danny didn't say what he said, if the worship didn't happen, if the words weren't said, then I want to lay the foundation about what I'm talking about today. And I'm basically gonna talk about what we've been talking about for the most part of the day in layman's terms, because I'm seeing not a whole, I mean, somewhat here but not really here, more so in the ministry abroad, sentiment about certain things. So what I'm gonna do is, I don't know if if people understand why we do what we do. So, I'm going to give a scriptural breakdown, because there might be people that don't understand why we do what we do. It just so happened that tie directly into unleavened bread. So let's look at that. Truly unleavened bread. See, that's what we was doing today. There's a lot of people having meetings, there's a lot of people having gatherings. There's not a lot of people who are truly trying to take out the leaven. Things become robotic, right? You do things because everybody else do it. You come because using church, you go get grandma told you to come. You got your Easter suit, right? You gonna come on Easter, and and like 2 other times because your mom and them told you to go. So things become robotic. So you come into the awakening, you know that you're supposed to keep Pesach. But nobody actually looks at the purpose of keeping Pesach. They just keep it because it's another Moedim. Because a lot of times, our people are celebratory people. We love to celebrate. So if there's a time to celebrate, we'll take it, regardless of how deep we look into what we actually doing. So that's what all that is about today, was removing that stuff, and not just in the assembly, but also in our lives, right? Because all those things got to happen before we can be functional. So anyway, we're gonna look at that, and I'm gonna get into what I'm saying about what I'm seeing abroad. Right? We talked about this last week. Well, probably this week. It's about last week. Exodus 12, verse 5. Your lamb should be wet. A male of the first year, you should take it out from the sheep or from the goats. So the beginning of this Pesach, of course, you know, the lamb is slain. And so this sheep is a sheep taken among sheep and amongst goats. Essentially what happens is a shepherd. Because in this context, before you can be a shepherd, you got to be a sheep first. Before you can be a shepherd, you got to be a sheep first. So it's crazy when you think about Moshe. Moshe was in the house of Pharaoh, and Pharaoh in the Mizraim, they hated what? Shepherds. And last time I told you about a little bit of history about how that happened. Because when you look at it, what was going on was the Mizrahites were descendants of Ham. But they had multiple dynasties, right? So just like any other nation does. So the Mizrahites was invaded by Shemites. Hyksos, or I say Hyksos, some people say Hyksos, whatever. They invaded Egypt, right? But they were Semitic people. Some of them more likely were Edomites. They came in, they invaded Egypt, they took Egypt from the Hamites, and they subjugated them. So this is the reason why you had northern and southern Egypt. You had the Mizrahites in one area, and you had the Shemites in another area, who were the Hyksos, who were called Egyptians. Just like they call you American, Virginia from America, they was calling them Egyptians. Some people say that's the introduction of the Apis bull came from, because there were certain Semitic peoples that worshiped the bull. We talked about that. That's the reason why we talked about the Fulani and all some of them tribes in West Africa who still like basically worship cattle. So that stuff's still alive today. So basically what happened was he grew up in the house of Pharaoh. Some people say it's Pharaoh Thutmose. There's dispute of which Pharaoh it is, but a Hamite Pharaoh. And so because of the oppression from the Semites, they hated shepherds. So Moshe didn't know nothing about being a shepherd. He didn't. So the Most High had to take him from the sheep and what? And the goats. He had to take him from the Hebrews and the Mizrahites. Right? He had to take him out of both of them and send him to become what? A shepherd. So he would understand. So he was a sheep that was tucking amongst the sheep and the goats. It's funny because one day I'm going to do a teaching on this. I know someone do a teaching of going deeper into this. I know this, but I ain't really actually look and delve into this. When you look up the term Gentile, a lot of times we use that term as a blanket term, but you really don't see the word Gentile associated with children of Ham. Really don't really see that in the text. So we kind of just throw that on anybody that's a non-Hebrew. But if we look at the first mention of that, it don't say nothing about the children of Ham. If you go back to the first mention of the word Gentile, it's going to tell you these are the isles of. It don't call the sons of Ham Gentiles. It calls the Europeans Gentiles. So what I'm saying by that is this. If you look at the nations, you look at Mizraim, the Most High says he's going to redeem Mizraim. I don't know if y'all read that before. Most High says he's going to redeem Israel. He says there's going to be an altar there. He says he's going to redeem Ethiopia. He says he's going to redeem certain parts of like Sheba. So when you're looking at a lot of the descendants of Ham are going to be redeemed. You don't see that with your pet or the Abraham. You don't see the Most High talking about how He's gonna redeem Yavon and all these other. And again, I'm just giving y'all real talk because you look in the script, you're gonna see this. Am I talking crazy? Y'all see any scripts about that? All right. So what I'm saying is, so essentially, when you look at Mizraim, you can look at it being amongst the sheep and the goats, because even Mizraim is a flock that the Most High says He's gonna bring in. Everybody with me? Everybody quiet? All right. Like you talking too crazy. We talking about scripts right now. All right. That's a flock. The Most High said it's gonna be an altar in Mizraim. Right. He said He's gonna redeem Ethiopia. So when you're looking at from the sheep and the goat, Moshe was taken from sheep and goats are both things that a Hebrew have. He's gonna have an ox. He's gonna have most time a sheep, and he's probably gonna have a goat. What he's not gonna have is a pig. So we're looking at this. So we're talking about, and of course, when I'm talking about redemption, I ain't talking about individuals, I'm talking about nations. Right? We know there's going to be Gentiles who are redeemed. This, and it makes even sense. If you look at the Brit Hadashah, we will call Gentiles because we was where? Europe. We was in Asia Minor. A place that was ruled by what? Gentiles at the time. You know, there was, not a literal Europe, but it was a place that was ruled by Europe. And then we took on what? European ways. So they called us Gentiles. They didn't call, when they thought that Shaul was Egyptian, then they say, hey, look, there's that Gentile. So I'm looking at them trying to give you a context of what's going on. We're talking about nations, right? So we're talking about how the Most High is going to pull you out from the sheep and from among the goats, right? Both of them are flocks that a shepherd will have. So let's go a little bit further. Let's go to John 10. So when we're talking about once you get pulled from these flocks, either one, what you're doing is the Most High is trying to form you into a shepherd. But everybody can't become a shepherd. That's when you start talking about the elect. What Rebirth is trying to do is trying to fortify the elect. I don't know if y'all heard this before, but we're not trying to make followers, we're trying to build leaders. So we're trying to build shepherds, right? So in the midst of that, most of these lessons that you see anybody in, you see me do, you see Mo do, you see Malon, Daniel, Yosef, Malachi, you see Abaya, you see us bring out these lessons trying to build you into a shepherd, right? Because there's a elect that got to go first. That elect is supposed to secure the rest. So in order for us to go forth, there's got to be a remnant that secures. So that means that you're a sheep that's sprung from the fold that's made into a shepherd. Now, what Yahushua call himself? So you should be able to do the same thing Yahushua does. You're not more powerful than him. You're not greater than him because he's the true shepherd. But you're a shepherd after his kind order. Right? So when you operate in this order, people are not going to recognize you. And they're going to say what they're going to speak to you and say to you what we're about to get into. So let's look at this. John 10, start at verse 23. Yahushua walked in the temple of Solomon's porch. Then came the Yahudim around him and said to him, how long dost thou make us doubt? If thou be Mashiach, do what? So this is going on right now. So people saying we become Mashiach. Somebody give me a cough drop or something. You know. Please. When they're saying that, they ask you, show us plainly. Tell us plainly. In other words, where they doubt that you are a shepherd. They doubt that you have the authority to say that you're a shepherd. Let's keep looking at this. This is each and every one of us that move in this order. Where we at? 24? Then Yahudim came around about him and said to him, how long does that make us doubt? If you be Mashiach, do that. In other words, show us what's going on. Yahushua answered and said to him, I told you. And you did what? So that's what's going on right now. Y'all telling certain people that you of Mashiach. You're not Mashiach, but you of Mashiach. You of his order. You're another shepherd. And people saying that, how can you say that? What proof do you have? You say, well, I done told you. That should be enough. Why you say that? Let's look at this. I told you, you believe me not. But what? They what? So, what's going on in the assemblies? That was interesting, like, when people was looking for Yahusha, the Yehukanan's disciples, they went and they was looking for him, and the question was, what did you go to see? Right? What do you come looking for? As Fred would say, what are you here for? So he came to look for a certain thing. But when John sent the word back, he says, Yahushua sent the word back, he said, look, the lepers are healed, the blind see, right? You know, all these things of the healing, he says, so in other words, these signs should be the proof that the kingdom is here. I shouldn't have to keep telling you that I'm of HaMashiach. You shouldn't question what's going on because you see what? You see the signs. You see the work. So right now, you're saying things. You're proclaiming things. You're saying you worship. You're saying that you proclaiming wrath on the enemies. You saying you like HaMashiach. You say you're the order of Melchizedek. They ask you, how you do these things? Well, have you seen the signs? 25. And I told you, you believe me not. The works that I do in my Father's name, they do what? See, some of y'all got witnesses behind y'all. But you do what? Because why? Because you take it from those sheep. So stop arguing with the people that's not of the fold. You're walking, you've been drawn out, you have the works that's following you, you're proclaiming things, and people are questioning you of why you're proclaiming these things. If they have to ask you that, they have to question you, and not of the fold. Don't waste your time. 27. My sheep do what? And I know them, they follow me. I give them unto them. They should never perish. Neither should any man pluck them out of my hand. My Father who gave them to me is. See, that's about Yahushua. See, Yahushua is greater than all of us. We become Mashiachs, but he's still greater than all of us. And his Father's even greater than him. Even though they. Let's keep going. No man shall pluck them out of my Father's hand. My Father are how many? The Yahudim took up stones to do what? And Yahushua answered them and said, great works have I showed thee of my Father, which of these do you stone me? Which one are you stoning me for? Why are you accusing me? Why are you coming against me? All I've shown you is the works of the Father. But they want to do what? Kill him. The Yahudim answered them saying, for a good work we stone thee not. But for what? And because thou being a man makest thyself, y'all go around saying that y'all Elohims. Right? So now there's people who are going to rise up and try to stone you. You got to be ready for this. People are going to question you. People are going to say that you're in a cult. People are going to say that you're crazy. People are going to say, by what authority do you do these things? 34. Yahushua answered said, it's not written in your law. I said, what? If he called them Elohims unto whom the word of Elohim came, and the scripture cannot be. So he's telling you, if the word of Elohim has came to you and is manifest to you, then you have to be Elohim. Let's read it again. If he called them Elohims to whom the word of Elohim came, then the scripture can read. He's telling you it's read, it's done. 36. Say ye of him whom the Father hath set apart and sent into the world. Have he not set you apart? Has he not sent you into the world? Thou blasphemest because I said I'm the son of Elohim. How is that a hard thing to say? When the scripture already said that those who the word of God came, or the word of Elohim came, became Elohims. If I do not the work of my Father, believe me not. But if I do, though ye believe not me, believe the works, that you may know and believe that the Father's in me, and what? All right, now we're getting somewhere. Let's go to Matthew 21. About to get somewhere now. Let's look at this. Matthew 21, start verse 20. And when the disciples saw this, they marveled. They said, how is this fig tree? Yahushua came in and cursed the tree, it just wasted away. 21. Yahushua answered said unto them, surely I say unto you, if you have faith and do that, you should be not only do this, which is done to the fig tree, but you should also say unto this mountain, be what? And be what? And it should be done. That's where you're going to be able to proclaim judgment. 22. All these things also if you ask in prayer, believing you shall receive. When they come into the temple, the chief priests and the elders of the people came unto him teaching and said, why what? By what? Do you what? And what? That's all I'm saying right now. You know, somebody called me one time about this and they said, Josh, by what authority can you judge people? Why y'all calling yourself the judges? Who told you can do that? You notice they said the same thing to Yahushua? He was the son of Elohim, but didn't it say that those became Elohims of whom the word of Elohim came? So those that had the word of Elohim came, they have the works of the Father, which means they have to have faith to do what? To execute the works. If they can execute the works, then that means that they are worthy to judge. And Yahushua answered and said, let's go back, 23. And he came unto him as he was teaching and said, by what authority? How you going to say all this stuff? How you going to curse the fig tree? They knew what the fig tree was. So listen, so if he cursed the fig tree and it withered up, and then they ran behind him and it's like, what authority you do these things? He said, how you going to curse the fig tree? How you going to judge the nation? By what authority can you do that? You know that every prophet judges the nation? You know that we judging the heathen and we also judging our people? Because every time we go forth in this, somebody's going to be judged. That's what Miles bringing out. Anytime you speak that name, you speak your little Zabo, he watching. See, you know, like, me and Mom was talking about people who be trying to do spiritual warfare. And there's some people who don't understand spiritual warfare, and they be trying to go after principalities. And they ain't set apart at all. And knowing that certain principalities have, for instance, like, might be a country that made an oath with a principality. You're not going to pull that principality down. You're not. And you go after that principality, you're going to have spirits visit your house. So you go around trying to cast that out, and you calling that name, because people who believe you call the name of the spirit, people always, anyway. So they'll call the name of the spirit. So the spirit could be walking around like, oh, somebody calling me. Let me see what's going on. I know Keith, I know. Shaul, I know, but what? So you call you who is have hope, he gonna be like, oh, let me see what's going on. When he watches what's going on, he gonna judge. You call on my name, you say you want a righteous judgment? Are you righteous? Can I pass over your house and judge the heathen? Or do I gotta judge your house before I judge the heathen? Because I'm the righteous judge. By what authority do you do these things? The emergence of Yahushua, what was it? From, my bad, let's go to 24. And Yahushua answered and said, I will ask you also one thing. If you can tell me, if you can answer this. And likewise will I tell you by what authority I do these things. The emergence of Yahushua, where was it from? Shamayim or men? And they reason among themselves saying, if we say it's from Shamayim, he gonna say, why you don't believe him? And when we say it's a man, we fear the people, because everybody know he's a prophet. And the answer Yahushua said to them, we don't know. We can't say. Because they know they're about to do it and snare themselves, right? We don't know. What verse I'm at? 27. And they answered Yahushua and said, we don't know, can't tell. He said to them, neither will I tell you none of these things. So that's my answer before we go into this. We're not going to tell you by what authority we do these things. But I'm going to show you, for those who are in the walk, why we do these things. But those they're not of this fold, it's not of them sheep, they're gonna be passed away anyway, because they can't discern the son of Elohim. They wouldn't discern Mashiach, that's why they don't discern you. They see you do the works, but they're blind to it. This is why Yahushua said what? He said, I speak to these people in parables. That what? Seeing they do what? See not. And hearing they what? And don't what? Be converted. Right? Because then they ask me, like, Master, why you say that? He said, well, I speak to you plainly. I'm going straight forward with you, so you can get this whole thing. But for them, they're not of the fold. Why? Because they shouldn't even, this is the context of what he's saying, they shouldn't even be asking me these questions. Don't they see me do the work of the Father? Is not the dead raised? Is not, forget what other you might have, the lame walking? Are not these things happening? Why you asking for the kingdom? How you ask me by what authority do I do these things? That means you have no faith. Let's look at this. By what authority? So I'll be seeing things, I'll be seeing people in Rebirth ask this question. Why y'all worship? By what authority do you do that? How can you judge the heathen? By what authority do you do that? How can you call yourself a judge? By what authority do you do that? So let's look at that. Let's see why and how, what authority we able to do that. 1 Corinthians 6, verse 3. It's funny, got something, I'll bring this out. I'm like, man, he bring it out, I got another lesson. Know ye not that we should do that? How much more things that do that? So if we judging angels, how you gonna ask me by what authority do I judge men? If we judging angels, how you gonna fix your mouth to ask me by what authority do I judge men? If you can judge a higher order than yourself, how you not gonna be able to judge the things of low estates? That means, like I keep going back to, you have no faith. You haven't seen Mashiach. You're not his disciple. You haven't followed him. The signs don't follow you. Let's go a little bit further. So let's look at this. I'm gonna tell you one of the signs. Let's look at this. Exodus 12, 26 to 27. Going back to Pesach. And it shall come to pass, when your children shall say unto you, what? Why are you doing these things? Or what authority you doing this thing? By what means you do this service? Why y'all having Pesach? What is this all about? That ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of Yahuwah's Passover, who passed over the house of the children of Israel in Mizraim, and he smote the Mizrites and did what? So every time you keep Pesach, the context is to praise Yahuwah for the judging of the wicked. But then you ask me, by what authority do I judge the wicked? And then you come to Pesach. Them same people that's asking me them questions have bought 3, 4, 5 tickets, bought a brand new outfit, ready to roll up in Pesach. I'm looking forward to it. And Pesach is about the judgment of who? The wicked and the redemption of the nation. But yet when people come out and speak of the redemption of the people and the judgment of the nation, you ask them, by what authority do they do this? Let's keep going. Here comes the judge. See, this going back to the sheep that's taken from amongst the sheep and the goats. So the Most High now has a certain people who are ready to establish order. That's what a judge does. That's what a judge does. When you go before a judge is going to judge you according to the laws of the order.
Pause. That's facts, families. At the end of the day, hey, and King, Will I Am, Shalom, bro. Can't stop, won't stop. If you stop us, we coming back. We gonna come back 10 times harder. We diving straight into the spiritual meat, families. Man, that way y'all can sleep on this for tonight, families. Beautiful lesson, man. Families, you gonna sleep with perfect shalom.
What's going on? Is that what go on? That how I go down? They're gonna pull out the prerequisites or things that happen, court cases that happened prior, and they're gonna judge you according to this order. So what? By the laws that's written. So there has to be a people at some point in some time who's going to take the Torah, go by the previous writings, the previous cases, and deem this something that has to be judged. They call them ambassadors by Shaul. They call them ambassadors for who? So, who's the Passover?
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach. So now, you know that he told you to do that. This in remembrance of who?
Me.
So if he's the Passover lamb, and his blood that was on the doorpost was a judgment to the nations and deliverance from them, deliverance from the enemies, then you're supposed to be an ambassador of that same message. When Yahushua was born, that was the message. Then he's going to do what? Save us from who? And those that oppress us. So now you're supposed to go in the same order as him. You're supposed to be a sheep, took out from the sheep and the goat, to go and establish the order that he already has. This is the reason why they asked him, by what? So if they ask you the same question, that means you're in the what? Same order. So go Isaiah 63. See, let's go back to why on Pesach you get 11 out. Because like we said, you can't be a judge and be unrighteous. You have to first be judged before you can judge. Alright? So let's look at this. Isaiah 63, verse 1. And it's a prophecy of who? Hamashiach. Who does it coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra, that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in greatness of his strength? That I speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thy apparel and thy garments like him that tread the wine fat? I trodden the winepress with how many people? And of the people there was what? For I will tread them in my anger, and I will trample them in my fury. Their blood should be sprinkled upon my garments. I will stain my raiment. For the day of vengeance is what? So it's not on the books. It's not with somebody else. It's in his heart. This is his intent. In the year of what? So what happened at Pesach? Vengeance was in the Most High's heart, and the year to redeem had came. 5. And I looked, and there was what? And I looked, and there was what? See, that's the problem right now in Israel. There are none to declare this. There's only certain people who are looking to help. There's only certain people that are interceding for the nation to say, save your people, oh Yah. These are the ones that's, going back to what I'm talking about, they're the leaders, they're the sheep that's taken from where? The sheeps and the goats. Because they have to become a shepherd. I looked and there was none to help. And I looked and there was what? None to do what? That's a problem. So going back to this context of why they would ask you, by what power do you do this? How can you decree yourself? How can you say that you're a judge? How can you speak these things? Who gave you the authority to say these things? Well, the Most High gave you the authority because he was looking for somebody and there was none. But at a certain period of time, or at an appointed time, he took a sheep from where? The sheep and the goats. 5. Now look, there was none to help, and I wondered there was none to uphold. Therefore what? And my fury, it did what? He said his anger helped them out. 6. I'm going to tread down people in my anger. I'll make them drunk in my fury. I will bring down their the strength of the earth. I will do what? So you gonna kill them and then be praising the Most High at the same time. But the praises of Yahuwah, according to all that Yahuwah has bestowed upon us, and his great goodness towards the house of what? See how them two things tied together? How Yahuwah is looking for somebody to do what? Help. Somebody to declare. Somebody to be a sheep that's pulled from the sheep and the goat. Somebody to be an aleph. Somebody to be a strong leader. Somebody to stand up and say, save our people, oh Yah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we said 7. I'm read it again. I already mentioned our loving kindness of Yahuwah and the praise of Yahuwah according to all that he had bestowed upon us and his great goodness towards the house of Israel, which he bestowed upon them according to his mercies and according to the multitude of loving kindness. When he said, surely they are my people, children that will not lie. So he was their Savior. So let's look at this. So he said he's looking for somebody to do what? He said, my bad. Go back to 5. He says, I'll look and there was none to help. I wonder if there was any to uphold. Therefore my own arm brought my salvation. So he's looking for somebody to uphold this. He's looking for somebody to uphold his calling, his order. He's looking for another Mashiach to go before. He's looking for another sent one to send out. He's looking for somebody with the same mentality. Obadiah 1:1. The vision of Obadiah, or Obadiah. Thus says Yahuwah Elohim concerning Edom. Remember we just read Isaiah 63 is about who? Edom. First verse says, who that coming from where? Edom. That's your enemy. We've heard of what? And what? An ambassador is sent among the heathen. So Yahuwah is looking for an ambassador to be sent among the heathen. What is he going to say? So Yahuwah is trying to send out an ambassador to his enemies to speak and say, arise, raise up in battle. So if the Most High is saying that, why does Israel say, why are you doing that? Why is Israel saying, by what authority do you do this? Why are they saying this? Why are they saying these things? How is that your mentality when the Most High says he's looking for an ambassador to go amongst the heathen and declare that the battle has ensued? Jeremiah 43:13-14. For I have sworn by myself, said Yahuwah, that Basra should, so we talking about Edom again, become a what? Desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse. Isn't that what we pray today? And the cities thereof to be perpetual waste. I've heard a rumor, they've got that rumor before, again. And what? And sent where? Saying what? To do what? And do what? So this is why Yahuwah said he looked for somebody to uphold. He looked for an ambassador to go into the heathen and say, come against her, let's rise up in the battle. And there was nobody. And there was nobody. So this is the reason why we know that we at the end of the age. You know what I mean? It's going to be the next year, the year after that, no time frame. But you look at the signs, you understand that the end is coming. And this is the wrap of that. Because now the Most High sent what? The ambassadors. He sent. This is the reason why I look. You ever read when it said you were ambassador of who? Hamashiach. So what did Hamashiach do? He laid down his life that he do what? Save his people from what? Edom, their enemies. You look Edom, think about this. Just think about who is Israel's chief enemy? Edom. So you don't necessarily have to put Edom, you know that means a chief enemy. A strong enemy. So in 63 you see this context of him coming back war against what? Your chief enemy. He looked for somebody else to uphold the same calling, but there was nobody. So now he's looking to send ambassadors. Let's keep looking at this. Go ahead. Go ahead. Right.
Tell you how they've been what? Cheating him.
That's right, that's right.
Cheating him.
Right.
But he sees that you're different. So he says you're going to be the what?
Ambassador
Ambassador here.
That's right.
You're going to fight against Edom.
That's That's right.
So this is why Israel's having trouble with this, because they have not been sent nowhere.
That's right.
If anybody here has ever went to a job, I think me and you talked about that, right? And they're not giving you the right pay.
That's right.
So you go there and you stay.
Right.
And they begin to whisper to you because they see that you're different. They see that you're an ambassador. And they tell you all the faults of Edom.
Right.
How they've been cheating, but they couldn't do nothing. They didn't have it in them to rise up as an ambassador.
Right.
So when they see you come and you stand before Edom
Right.
and bring blood to them, then they're going to see you inherit the heathen.
That's right.
So that happens. I know you've been to jobs or something like that.
Right.
That's why Mashiach says, I send you to a place and they don't receive you, get the dust off your feet and live in their own faith. So that's Edom.
So, because if they haven't received you, they haven't received who? Hamashiach. Because whoever don't receive the ambassador don't receive the king. Right? So we talked about this last time. With an ambassador, the same thing as a herald. A herald does what? He sends out and goes to a nation and declares that there's possible war on the way, unless there's what? Shalom. If that thing don't happen, then the king is going to send his army to conquer. So you come in, and that's the Deuteronomy 20 law of war. Go to a place, speak shalom, and they don't receive it, you do what? You declare war. So this is the context of who and what the Most High is doing in this hour. This is the reason why, and what I'm trying to show you is, if you can do that, you're becoming Hamashiach. You're not replacing him now, because you're being formed into him. He said that he did this to receive what? The adoption of sons. Shaul wrote about this, and he talked about how this whole process is for him to receive the adoption of sons, for you to become like him. Because until you do that, you're just a slave. Got to you on that one now. Before you do that, you're just a slave. That's what Malachi just told you. Until you're able to do that, you're just being oppressed. This is the reason why we're going to look in the text. It's the reason why the scripture says that the beast kills Israel, and at one point, they stop and they do what? They receive the ability to judge. They receive judgment. Once they receive that judgment, they're able to do what? Take the kingdom. Because they're no longer being oppressed. They no longer lean on the one that does what? Oppresses them. They understand that they have an expected end. So in order for you to speak a judgment, that means you understand you got to expect it in. You understand that you're a sojourner. You got a country that you're not in right now. You understand that you've been raped and pillaged. You understand that there's a better life for you. You understand that this is not your home. So you will raise up and you will speak against it. But those that feel like this is their home, once you speak against it, they're going to turn and rend you. They're going to attack you. They're going to attack you. Because their hope and their dreams and everything they're trying to do is stuck in this place. This is the reason why they killed the prophets. When Yirmiyahu came out and told them that judgment was coming, when he cursed the fig tree, that's what he did. When Yahushua cursed the fig tree, that's what Yirmiyahu did. He knew the situation, he knew they had bad figs, so he cursed the tree. And the tree was beginning to wither. But all the other prophets said, no, it's not going to happen. It's not going to be like that. It's not going to be serious. It's not going to get bad. If it do get bad, we'll go down to Mizraim. Why? Because they still in bondage. They're a slave. So let's look at this. Isaiah 25 through 27. And I will turn my hand upon thee and purely purge away thee dross. This is what we did today. Because in order for you to do that, you got to be purified first. But like we said, because you can't judge unless you first judge. I will take away thy sin. I will do what? I will do what? As at the first, and thy counselors at the beginning. Afterward, you're going to be called the city of righteousness. So the judges have to go forth. Court order judges. They're ambassadors of Hamashiach. Hamashiach is the one who goes forth, or shall Yahuwah? She's somewhere. Go forth conquering and to conquer. He's the rider on what? The white horse. Because judgment is given unto him. So it goes back to the same context. He's the righteous judge. So he says he's going to restore these judges as the first and councils as the beginning, and after that, you'll be called the city of righteousness. So this was the issue going on with Israel. This is the reason why somebody will call you and ask you by what authority you do these things. Because they don't respect you as being a judge. Even Agent Orange, as crazy as he is, ain't nobody trying to call Washington and say, by what authority do he does this? Agent Orange telling y'all to inject yourself with Clorox. Probably is somebody doing it. People crazy. So, they're not picking up the phone and saying, by what? Because they know he has what? They might say he's stupid, but ain't nobody asking him by what authority he do that. They ain't gonna stop a executive order on him or do whatever, throw you in prison. You know, with black, do anything to you. You know? So they can do anything. Why? Because he receives authority. Because he's a judge in the midst of the land. So just his throne, his position, has honor. But we don't honor our judges. We don't honor our elders. We don't honor the order. So we rebel against it. But until that happens, until the judges are restored, we won't be called a city of righteousness. You know why it took us 2 or 3 hours to get to the point where we need to be in worship? Because people don't respect the judges. And it took a while for us to get to that point to understand, hey, look, the things that the elders are giving us is for our good. Once that happened, the Most High and the Ruach broke out, and all the healing that needed to take place took place. And we became an assembly of righteousness. Let's keep going. Let's go to Judges 1. See, this one, so what you do at that point, you become HaMashiach. Again, I ain't talking about replace HaMashiach. I'm saying you become conformed into what? His image. Judges 1, we can read the whole chapter, the first couple of verses. Now after the death of what? It came to pass that the children of Israel asked Yahuwah, saying, who shall go up and fight against what? To fight against them. The only reason why I'm reading this is because these names ain't by coincidence. So after the death of Yahushua the son of Nun, they went in to possess Canaan. They went in to possess the territory. So Yahushua's death, right, did the same thing. It allowed us to be able to do what? Go in and do what? Take the territory. It gave us the ability to become judges. When Yahushua blood, when the lamb was slain in Mizraim, it gave Yahuwah because he had the authority, but it gave him the signal to come in and do what? Judge. Not only to judge the Egyptians, but also to judge his own people. So he went from door to door to do what? Inspect the hearts. Now we're going to try to speed this up. We about done. This ain't no long lesson. Let's go to Luke 18. Go ahead.
The earth responded to his blood.
Yeah, you're right.
Because Yahuwah made an oath with the earth. And so when he made an oath with Noah, that's what it was all about, coming in Mashiach. And those who would come in Mashiach's order after him. That's why when his blood was spilt, the earth shook.
Right.
It was like, whoa, this dude's righteous. That's why he couldn't stay in Sheol. Because Yahuwah said that the earth isn't going to bear man's iniquity anymore.
Right.
That's why it had to get mikvah with the flood.
Right.
And so after that cleansing and then that oath that was spoken on it, any unrighteous blood is going to cause it to tremble. It's going to be grieved by it.
Right.
And so then when a righteous son's blood goes into it, it recognizes the oath that Yahuwah made with it.
Right.
And then it has to respond to it. That's why the two witnesses in Revelation, it says that they died.
Right.
Their bodies were in the streets, and then they were resurrected. They had authority in the heavens and the earth.
Right.
Because they were responding to that same likeness of HaMashiach.
So we're looking at this. It's the reason why, I forgot. The reason why I was trying to get y'all to go to Joshua, you see, which not really Joshua, you look in the Judges, the first chapter. So in Judges, the first chapter, who you hear about? Yahushua. First thing you hear about is Yahushua in the first chapter of Judges. So why is that? because we know that Yahuwah never want us to have what? A king. He never want us to have a king. So that's why Yahushua came to be that king. Right? But when he, in that first initial setup of the nation, when he was going in to take the land, instead of us having kings, he set up what? So when you look at this and you see the text and it says he's going to restore the judges again, what he's telling you is that you're not going to have a man on the throne. You're going to have the son of Elohim on the throne. So I'm going to bring back the judges. But judges are a double thing. So this is the reason why it's silly when people say, by what authority you do this thing? How you going to call yourself a judge? How you have the ability to judge things? Because the judges didn't just, this is why it says, let's go back and read it. This is the reason why it says judges and counselors. Because a judge wasn't just a judge. It wasn't somebody that just came, like when you look at the judges, you will see very few of them taught anything. What they did was, they raised up a sword against the wicked. Samson raised up a what? Against the wicked. Ehud raised up a what? Barak raised up a what? So you see that the judges go and they what? Judge the wicked by what? So the judge is not just somebody that counsels, because it says judges and also what? Counselors. But he also wars. So when we're looking at this, in this time frame, that Yahuwah says he's going to raise up in that process people who are going to do what? Which means what? They're going to war. They're going to war. They're going to not only have counsel, because it says judges and counsels. This is why you're talking about worshiping before you worship. Not only are you going to have understanding of Torah, understanding of the Most High, but they're also going to war. They're going to raise up a sword. Specifically, when you're talking about literally a dagger. They're going to raise up a sword in the midst against the oppressors. And after that, we're going to be called what? A city of righteousness. That sounds like in Christianity, it's like a double, like it don't make no sense. Like it's two terms that go against each other. But let's look at that. I'm going to tell you why. Let's look at it. Let's go to Luke 18. Verse 1. And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that man should always, what? So let's look. He said that men should always pray and not what? Pray about what? Pray about random stuff all the time, 24/7? Pray about your car, pray about your house? What is he saying pray about? What is he pray? What we got to pray about, man? Let's look at that. Because people are saying, we ought to pray and not faint. Pray about what? Because there's a million things to pray about. Pray about what? So Yahushua going to give you the context of what you should be praying about. Now in the city was a, we see first thing we start off with, which feared not what? No man. So he's an unrighteous judge. Like I talking about, he's that boss that's dirty against black folk. That's what he is. 3. And there was a what? There was a what? What is Israel? What is Jerusalem called right now? In that city. She came up to him saying, do what? Who gave her the authority to do that? Why is she not praying for them that they be saved? Why is she not praying for her adversary, y'all? Say it again? So she got a case against them. Cause that's what, so she's bringing that case to who? Okay. 4. And he would not for a while, so for a while he didn't do anything. But afterward he said unto himself, though I fear not Elohim. Okay, he said he don't care nothing about Elohim. No regard man, listen now. Yet because of this widow does what? I will avenge her by her continual coming to me. She does what? So what does she come to him with? Avenge me adversaries. So that's what she's praying for without ceasing.
Hey, what we seeing painted here in the sense of a parable is like how it be on a lot of the movies.
Right.
You'll see a dude who's supposed to be a hero, and he run across a woman who's been done wrong, and then she's in his ear every day, hey, what you gonna do? You gonna do something about this?
Right.
And he basically like, just leave me alone, woman. I'm just trying to go back to my life.
Right.
But she won't leave him alone. She keeps bugging him until eventually he has to hear her case and execute judgment on it.
So, but when she does this, they say, by what authority you do that? Right? So every day, this woman comes to him, hey, will you avenge me on my adversary? Hey, will you avenge me on my adversary? Hey, will you avenge me on my adversary? Please avenge my adversary. She did it without ceasing. He said, unrighteous judge, she's not even righteous. He said, man, I gotta do something about this. She come to me day and night about this thing. Day and night. So this is what Yahushua's telling you. Remember now, what's happening when they under captivity? They was in captivity when he was alive. They were being oppressed by who? The Gentiles, by the Europeans. So this stuff is keep happening all over again. You're talking about a group of Africans oppressed by Europeans. And because of that, he was telling them, you should be praying day and night about this. Because remember, that's his whole calling. When he was born, he said, this child is born for what? To save us from our enemies and those that hate us, against the adversaries. This is why they try to kill him. This is why Herod tried to destroy him. Because Herod knew, if that child be born, that's the child they're talking about? Oh man, that's the child that's going to kill us. We got to do something about this child. We got to make sure he's not born. Like I said, this stuff happened. You know the FBI got a case, and it's called No Black, basically with started with J. Edgar Hoover, and they had made the statement that there'll be no black messiahs. That's why JFK was, not JFK, but that's why Martin Luther King was killed. That's why Malcolm X was killed. That's why Fred Hampton was killed. That's why they was all killed. Because they said there can't be any black messiahs. Because Edom decided that, or Herod decided that we can't let nobody, it's the wrong one. It's over here. Over here. But we can't let anybody avenge them of their. So listen, would the woman have justice if she didn't continually petition the judge about this thing? So now you know why these people still have leaven in their hearts. Because how can they tell this story to their children and they don't even want themselves to be delivered? What?
My kids, they got used to praying this prayer where they would say, curse those who curse us and bless those who bless us. And I challenged them one night and basically said, what authority do you say this?
Right.
Because I want to make sure they know, so they're not just saying it just cause.
Right.
And they didn't really have an answer for me. And so we opened up the scriptures and went back to Genesis, looked at Abraham, looked at the promises gave to him and to his seed. And Yahuwah made an oath concerning the seed of Abraham.
Right.
That he would curse those who curse them and bless those who bless them.
Right.
And so if we love his righteousness, then we have to love that oath.
Right.
And if we claim to be sons of Abraham, then we have to be in line with all the oaths that come with that.
Right.
There's all these oaths in here that Yahuwah made to the sons of Abraham, all the way through Abraham, Isaac, Yasharel,
Right.
through the sons of Yasharel, the nation of Yasharel, through Moshe,
Right.
Dawid, Pinchas, Mashiach. All these oaths we have to really look at with understanding all these oaths.
Right.
And make sure we see, because Mashiach's saying, like, make sure you know what to ask for when you come before the Father. Because I mean, in another verse, he says, you know, you forgive us our debtors, and he says, or forgive us our debts as we forgive those who, you know, who,
Right.
And then he talks about, you know, your kingdom come on earth as it is in the Shamayim.
Right.
It goes back to this right here. If his kingdom comes on earth as it is in the Shamayim, it's got to be a polar shift.
You're right.
Eventually, he's gonna hear this woman, and that's why he's saying, how much more a righteous king. This is inevitable, so this is what we need to be asking for. Your kingdom come on earth as it is in the Shamayim.
Right.
Bless those who bless us, curse those who curse us.
And he told him, they asked how he should pray. That's what he told him, right?
Yeah, like this.
Right. And you're supposed to do that without ceasing.
Right.
So, and he said something deep when he talked about the different oaths. Because remember, if you read when Mashiach's birthday, it says not only that he's going to save us from our enemies, not only is he going to deliver us from those that hate us, but he says also to fulfill all the promises or the oaths of our fathers. So when you go back and look at all those oaths, and that's one of them, curse those that curse us and bless those that bless us. We've been tripped. I know when I was a kid, they said that about the Jewish people. So that's the reason why, and I thought it was true, like they got a bunch of money. Right? Because nobody didn't teach me no better when we was in the assembly. So, but the one I want to point out was Pentecost. So that's the picture right there. That's what Yahushua basically came did. You know that Yahushua, before, in his redemption of the nation, he killed half of it. In his redemption of the nation, he killed half of it. That's why he cursed the fig tree. Do you know that Jerusalem wouldn't have been destroyed if he didn't allow it? You know that 2/3 died? Anybody read the Destruction of Jerusalem? Have you ever read the books on it? You know how terrible it was? You know it wouldn't have happened if you didn't allow it to be. He told them, he says, if you had known the time of your visitation, he said, I would have gathered together like a hen gather her chicks, but behold, your house lays unto you desolate. So it was Yahushua who cursed the fig tree. Why? Because a righteous man came and they spilled the blood of an innocent man. So the whole nation was destroyed because of that. So he initially cursed the fig tree. He's the one who brought judgment to Jerusalem. Because there can't be a judgment without first a righteous man going and declaring it. So it was his blood that judged our nation. They were stupid enough to say, let that judgment be upon us and our children. So we got a double portion of it. So before we could be redeemed, he had to first cut off the root. He became Pentecost. So when the plague was breaking out, that's what's going on. The whole nation had a plague in it. You know, it was the wicked that was ruling things. So he came and he was able to kill the wicked and stay the plague. The ones that died, if they didn't die, there wouldn't have been no redemption. The ones that died, if they didn't die, there wouldn't have been no redemption. When he was in the wilderness, right? Matter of fact, when Moshe, after they crossed the Red Sea and he came down from Sinai, what happened? If Moshe wouldn't have killed the ones that was wicked, there would have been no redemption. Y'all forgot the story? You know, he came down, you know what, 3,000 people died that day? 3,000 people died. He came down and said, who on your side? It's like, we got it. Get your swords, let's go. So they had to kill them to stop the plague. Because you said what? Someone killed all of them.
They was killed by their own brothers, their own family members.
Exactly.
He said, kill your own brothers and sisters, your own family.
Right.
How much more in this time? Are we not all brothers and sisters?
Yeah. Yeah. Look, in the judgments you proclaim, it's also going to judge Israel. Because judgment begins where? So if you proclaim judgment on the heathens, it's going to stop at your house first, then it's going to go to the heathens. Yeah, I'm trying to get y'all to understand all this. But you're supposed to do this without ceasing. Let's go back to it. Luke 18, verse 4. And while you were not for a while, but after he said within myself, though I fear not Elohim or regard men, yet for this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. And Yahuwah said, the master said, hear what the unjust judge said. Listen to what they said now. And shall not Elohim avenge his own, which do what? So it's the elect that cries out against the wicked. So you not the elect if you don't do it. I'm saying it again, so y'all, cause y'all didn't hear me. You're not the elect if you can't do that. You can say whatever you want to say. You might be in the fold, but you're not the elect. These are the judges. These are the elect. This is the sheep that's split out from the sheep and the goats. This is the tent. These are the ones that rule. Those that cry out day and night. For what? To avenge our people. So when somebody comes to you and asks their question about what authority you do these things, walk off. Don't even answer them. Because they're not the elect. You know that the beast is going to deceive who? Those that's not what? He says, we're going to attempt to deceive what? Even the very elect. But he's not going to be able to. It's impossible. Why? Because they hate him. This stuff ain't rocket science. The elect hate the beast. They cry out against the beast day and night. So how's the beast going to get them? They're ready to trade in everything they got. They'll leave their job to get away from the beast. They'll go live out in the country to get away from the beast. So it's impossible for them to be deceived because they hate the beast. But it's those that love the beast. They'll be like, man, don't do that to the beast. You ain't got to be so hard on the beast. That's what they're saying, huh? Why you got to do that? Why you got to sound like that? Why you got a sword? That sound kind of hardcore to me. Say it again, Mom. You just negative. I need positive vibes. They not the elect. It's a ministry for those that's not the elect. It's not rebirth. I'm just being real. It's not a mission statement. If you're not the elect, you have a hard time in this ministry. It's not that we gonna run you out, but the Most High will. Because the whole function of this ministry is for the elect. We build leaders. This is what this whole purpose. And so if you can't, that's what I'm saying, man. You ain't gotta make this up. He's telling you. He gonna avenge those who are the elect. Who are the elect? Those which cry day and night unto him, though he do what? Bear along with them. Go ahead. What you about to say? Right. Right. It is. It's insane. But what it's showing you is that they're not the elect. Because the elect is going to cry out against the wicked, against the beast, against the oppressor, day and night. Because you're going to be along with them. He said, see, this is the thing. This is why you can't give up. That's why you can't expect us to go do this, like, pray or worship one time and it's going to happen. You said he's going to bear along with them. So it's going to be a while. We might have to do this for months. Might have to. You got to come in every single time like it's the last time. Why? You just said it. He said he can't eat. Every night she's at him. Every day she's at him. I need you to avenge my enemy. I need you to avenge my enemy. And then he's like, oh man, she going to keep coming? She going to talk to me again? I don't feel like hearing this today. I got to do something about this. Right? Right. So the Most High is saying that that's how Yahuwah, that's what Yahushua's saying, that's how Yahuwah is. He said, so if you can do that, you the elect. It means you are a judge. You a counsel. You are the tent. You're set apart from everybody else. Right? Hey, I tell you that he will what? Them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, who shall find what? So he's calling that faith. Faith in what? Listen, done talked about the prayer, right? Prayer go back to the kingdom. What is the, when you look at the text, it talks about how you should order your life. Where does the kingdom rank? Where does the kingdom rank when it talks about how you should order your life? Seek ye first, and then what? Right? And then what? So that's, go ahead. So we're looking at this. So I'm giving you all the context. This is a parable from Yahushua. Yahushua is showing you who the elect is. Because if they're like that, they got the mind of Yahushua. Because Yahushua gave his life for what? The order. His calling is to go and war for the nation. He's the rider on the white horse. He's the one that has the sword in his mouth that fights against the enemy. We read in Isaiah 63. He's the one who has ambassadors to send out and say, prepare war. He's the one who has this garment dipped in the blood of Basra and the enemies of Edom. So you say, man, I want to serve the Most High. You might, again, so if you're trying to be the elect, you got to have his mentality. Let's go to Joel 3. I'm looking on the group. People arguing about, well, I don't think it's right for us to be praying for death to those that's in the church.
I do.
They don't. See, that's real talking about how the elect would, the beast will try to deceive in the very elect, but it's impossible because they hate the beast. They hate the beast. They recognize the beast. Right. So if you're trying to save people in the church, then you're still in the beast. You're still in the beast belly. Right? Because you don't know it, man. If you knew the history of the church, you didn't know what they did to our people. I was on a Benaiah about it this week. We about to pull out some history and tell you who King David's children are.
All right.
About to pull that out pretty soon. You find out what the church did to his kids. You'll see. Joel 3. And we ain't going about what we saying. We were saying what the people who did it said. We got records from them because they knew it. There's a certain time when the Yahudim knew who they descended from. And the oppressors knew who they descended from too. And when they killed them and when they shipped them to certain places, they wrote about it. We got the records. Joel 3. I'm sorry, verse 1. For behold, in those days and that time, when I do what? I'm going to gather all the nations and bring them down to where? Valley of Yehoshaphat. Now I plead with them now for my people and my heritage Israel when they have scattered upon the nations and part of my land. They cast lots for my people that have given the boy for all and sold the girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, what do you have to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon and the coast of Philistine? Will you render unto me recompense? Are you going to be able to pay me back? If you recompense me, I'm going to swiftly and speedily do it. In other words, it's impossible for you to pay me back. 5. Because you're taking my silver and gold and carry them into your temples in goodly and pleasant things. The children of Yehuda and the children of Jerusalem, you have sold them to the Grecians, to them Gentiles, that he may remove them far from the border. Behold, I will raise them up. See, so, okay, all right. So raise them up whether you sold them and do what? I'm going to judge you. I'm going to sell your sons and your daughters in the hand of the children of Yehuda. And they shall sell them to the Sabians. See, them people right now, that's not the elect. If that happened, they're like, y'all can go back home, you're free. That's what they would do. Because that's their love for the wicked. When those things happen, they're not going to be able to do the hard things. Right? So let's look at this. Where you at? Yeah, we still at 8. Into the hand of Yehuda and sell them to the Sabians, who are people afar off, for Yahuwah has spoken it. 9. Proclaim this. So this is that widow that keeps petitioning the judge day and night. He's going to proclaim this. We just saw that there was ambassadors that said where? To the Gentiles. Right. Saying what? Prepare war. Y'all might have forgot. Let's look at it again. Y'all forgot about that. Obadiah 1:1. The vision of Obadiah said to Yahuwah Elohim concerning Edom. We had heard a rumor and saying, arise, right? I mean, he said he's going to raise them out what it was told, right? Let us rise up against her in Jeremiah 49:13-14. For I sworn on myself, saith Yahuwah, that Basra shall come desolation, a reproach, a waste, a curse. And the cities thereof shall be perishable waste. I've heard a rumor from Yahuwah, and it sent to who? Saying, gather you together and come against her and rise up in battle. So let's go back to Joel 3. Joel 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this. So that's the elect saying that. That's the elect that's proclaiming this. Among the Gentiles, prepare, wake up, let all the men of war, let them do what? Reach your plowshares and the swords. He's telling you, they're showing you the captivity. Plowshares, somebody that plow your garden or plow your land, a slave that work a plantation. Take your plowshares and turn them into swords. Your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, assemble yourselves, come. All the heathen, we just read about that in Obadiah. We just read about that in Jeremiah. Gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause the mighty ones to come down. This is what we've been calling for, right? Send down your fire, oh yeah. Right? Oh yeah. 12. Let the heathen be awake and let them come up to the valley of Yehoshaphat, for thou sit to judge all the nations round about. You can go on and read, but we about to wrap this up. Isaiah 52, verse 7-8. So let's look at this. How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publishes, right? So people say publish, see, you're supposed to publish peace. You talking about war. Go look at that. That bringeth forth good tidings of good, that publishes salvation, that saith to Zion, thy Elohim reigneth. Thy watchman shall do what? Thy watchman is going to do what? With the voice together they shall, for they shall see. See, you know that's what we did today? So we fulfilling prophecy as we speak. We breathing, living, walking prophecy. So the watchman, what does a watchman do? A watchman looks for the enemy. And so they're going to see eye to eye. They're going to understand this at a certain time, and they're going to sing together. When Yahuwah shall do what? So let's look at that peace that they're talking about. Let's see how that works. Somebody said peace. So let's look at that. What does that mean? Other people call it the gospel. We call it the basar, because we don't believe in God spells. Let's look at this. Let's go to Isaiah 61. I know y'all done heard this gazillion times, but for those that's asked me, what authority do you do these things? We'll explain it to you. Isaiah 61. Verse 1. And the Ruach, I ain't gonna read the whole chapter. When the Ruach of Yahuwah or Elohim is upon me, because Yahuwah has. So if you wanted to answer them, this is the answer. I said, what authority do you do these things? Well, the Ruach of Yahuwah is upon me, because Yahuwah has known me to preach the Basar. Tidings to me. He sent me to do what? That's the widow that's saying, avenge me. That's what it is. To proclaim liberty to who? See, this is the authority that you got right here. Right? And to open the prison to them that are to proclaim and to do what? So this is going to be a comfort to those who hate the beast. Right? And we got to keep going. Y'all already got the context. Because we're going to speed this up. I know we've been at it for a while. Let's go down to Jeremiah 50. I'm going to really look at this thing. So I'm trying to show y'all who the elect is. So for all these people, hopefully this answers your question. Why y'all do that? It seemed insensitive to me. I don't know how to be praying for. Y'all should be praying that people be saved. Jeremiah 50. We done that. It's already been done. But ain't no way you're going to be saved if you don't repent and confess Yahushua and turn back to the Torah. Jeremiah 50 verse 1. So let's look at this elect. Let's look at this calling. Because it says that whoever that's... And going back to Isaiah 61. This is the reason why I'm telling you that if you can do that, you're not only the elect, but you're being conformed in the Mashiach because of his calling. Because he read this in the temple. He read Isaiah 61 in the temple. Closed the book, said, this fulfilled in your ears. He walked off. And they're like, what? People read it. They wanted to kill him when he said that. He said, this day, this is fulfilled in your ears. I done came to do all these things. I I came to proclaim the year of vengeance. I came to comfort those that are mourn. I came to free the captives. I came to save my people. Isaiah 50 verse 1. Thus says Yahuwah, where is the bill of divorce? I said Isaiah. I said Jeremiah. Jeremiah 50. My bad, y'all. Jeremiah 50. Verse 1. The word of Yahuwah spake by Babel against. See, this word is spoken against the beast. That's why the beast don't like it. And against the land of Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. They go back to declare and publish. Why y'all saying these things? Declare ye, publish, publish. That's twice. Don't even conceal it. That means you gotta say it. You have to speak it. You have to, it has to come out your mouth. Say, man is confounded. Merodach is what? Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken in pieces. For they're coming out of the north, a nation against her shall make the land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. And listen, I ain't gonna tell you what's about to happen. In those days, and in that time, saith Yahuwah, the children of Israel shall come, and the children of Yehuda going and weeping. They're gonna be weeping at that time. If they go, we all gonna be weeping once that really happen. We're gonna be balling. Ain't nobody gonna be dry in nowhere. And seeking Yahuwah the Elohim. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thither, saying, let us come to join ourselves to Yahuwah in a way. So this is why I brought up Pentecost. You know, Pentecost came into a perpetual covenant because he slayed those that are wicked. He stayed the plague. And that should what? Now be forgotten. Verse 6, my people have been a lost sheep. Shepherd has caused them to go astray. They have turned everywhere in the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They've forgotten their resting place. So this is why you know it's not talking about back then. That didn't happen back then. They literally went back home. They went asking, like the scripture says, they asking where the waymark said. In other words, how do I get back to Jerusalem? Ain't nobody asked that back then. They was like, hey, let's go back home. And they all went back home. 7. And now you try to bust over there, we wouldn't know what's going on. We all be lost. 7. All of them that found him have done what? The adversary said, we don't fear him. The Negroes burn us on themselves. Because they sin against Yahuwah. The habitation of justice, even Yahuwah, the hope of their fathers. Remove out of Mr. Babylon. Go forth our land of Chaldeans, because he goes before the flock. For lo, I will raise up against the Babylon assembly of great nations from no country. They shall set themselves in array against her. For this they shall be taken. Their arrow shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. Chaldeans shall be explored, and all that spoil shall be satisfied, said Yahuwah. But ye were glad, but ye rejoiced. You were all happy when this stuff happened. Y'all was sending gifts to each other when y'all was slaving our people. You was happy, you rejoice, O destroyers of my heritage. You're grown fat as the heifer's grass and bellow as bulls. Your mother gonna be so confounded, she that bear you should be ashamed. Behold, the last of the nations, or the hindermost of the nations, gonna be a wilderness, a desert, and a dry land. Alright, we're about to get to the point now. Because the wrath of Yahuwah should not be added, but it should be wholly desolate. When it goes by, Babylon should be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourself in array against Babylon round about. All you that been in the boat, shoot at her. Spare no arrows when she sinned against Yahuwah. Now, for time, for time, skip down to verse 17. Israel is a scattered sheep. The lions have driven them away. First did Assyria have devoured them. Now this last king, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, broken his bones. Therefore said Yahuwah Sabaoth, the Elohim of Israel. Therefore thus says Yahuwah Sabaoth, the Elohim of Israel. Behold, I'll punish the king of Babylon and his land, as I punished the king of Assyria. I will bring Israel again to his habitation. She shall feed on Carmel and Bashan, and a soul shall be satisfied upon Ephraim and Mount Gilead. In those days and in that time, saith Yahuwah, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, but and the sins of Yehuda, they're going to be looked for, but what? For I will pardon them who are reserved. Right? So, man, this is another scripture I'll be looking for. Y'all get the context. Trying to figure out what, it's a specific scripture I was looking for, but we really didn't hit it, because I don't want to just keep you all day on this one thing. But the context says this. It says that when the children of Israel go back, they're going to speak about the judgment of Babylon. They're going to sing about the judgment of Babylon, right? We're going to be excited about the judgment of Babylon. Why? Because it's the elect. Yeah, let's wrap this thing up. Psalms 119. Let's see where they got that from and why they felt that way. Blessed art thou, O Elohim. Teach me thy statutes. With my lips I have declared what? With my lips I have declared Isaiah 48:14. Assemble y'all, assemble ye, assemble yourselves, and hear which among them have declared these things. In other words, who have been declaring these things? See that Yahuwah hath loved him. When he threw his flesh upon Babylon, and his arm shall be on the Chaldeans. So basically what he's saying is, who among us is going to declare this judgment? Whoever that is, Yahuwah loves them. Psalms 37:28-31. For Yahuwah loveth, see, this is why Yahuwah love you, right? Because you're declaring his judgments. Forsake not, they are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked going to be cut off. The righteous shall inherit the land and dwell therein forever. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom. His tongue, the law of Elohim is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. This is the elect.
Pause, families. And that's why, hey, man, we got my brother John Williams in the building, man. Shalom, bro. Man, you know we out here. I like how you put in that precept of Lamentations chapter 3. A lot of people don't touch on Lamentations, A lot of people don't touch on Lamentations, He give his cheek to him that smiteth him. He is filled full with reproach, with correction, my brothers and sisters. Full correction. That's why when you go to Ezekiel chapter 18, and you go to Ezekiel chapter 33 and 11, it tells you about that the Most High has no pleasure to see the wicked die, families. He just wants them to turn from their ways. Families, man, you must be in order. Once you start coming into this truth, then families, before the sons of prediction be revealed, families, there first must come a great falling away. So when you go to the book of Sirach, chapter 16, verse 24, and also in the book of Sirach, chapter 24, 8-12, you must know that understanding to even understand Jeremiah chapter 51, 20-23. Let's go, y'all. To even understand Jeremiah chapter 51, 20-23.
When you can speak that, first, but remember you got to judge yourself first. But if you can judge yourself, you can die to yourself, and then you can go and you can speak these things, that means you're the elect. That means you're the judges. That means the judges have returned. That means the kingdom is nigh. Why? Because there's one who sit on the throne. It's not going to be a king amongst ourselves. Right? Because the judges have returned. There's going to be judges and also counselors. Ezekiel 12, verse 14-16. I will scatter with the wind. I scatter to every wind them that are about to help him in all his bands. I will draw out the sword after them. They shall know that I am Yahuwah when I shall scatter them among the nations and disperse them amongst the countries. But I'm going to leave a few men of them from what? From the that they do what? So this is going to be a protection in the judgment. Well, no, why? Because the army got to go forward. Those that can declare his judgments among the heathen, remember those people are called ambassadors, right? If you can do that, that means that the famine, the pestilence, and the sword is not going to devour you. That means you're going to be protected in the time of judgment. Because he has to have what? An ambassador. He has to have somebody to do what? Represent him. He has to have somebody to speak this judgment in the earth. He has to have an intercessor in the earth. He has to have somebody to cry out for his nation in the earth. About done. Let's go to Revelation 6. Everybody still with me? So this is how you answer people when they say about what authority do you do these things. Revelation 6 and go verse 7. When they opened the fourth seal, I heard a voice say, fourth beast say, come see. And behold, what? Right? And he that sat on him name was Death. And Sheol followed him. And power was given to him over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword and with hunger. I'm telling you, that's upon us now. With death and with all beasts of the earth. You know that animals are starting attacking people now? Y'all see these videos of even birds attacking people now? Stuff is starting to come to pass right now. 9. When they opened the fifth seal, I saw upon the altar the red for the testimony which they held. And they cried with what? Saying what? How long, O Yahweh, holy and true, dost thou what? See, that's what, see, I'm trying, so once they declare this, look what happens then. What happened in 11? So it's showing you that when you're talking about getting a white robe to my priesthood, these are the priests of the earth. These are the ones that cry out against the blood of our people. They constantly, they're just like that widow, day and night, they saying, what? How long? How long is it going to be before you avenge us, Jehovah? Right? Because they're set apart, so then there's white robes given into them because of the function they operating in. So I think it's about done now. Oh yeah. Yeah. Alright, so let's go to Jeremiah 31. No, the witness is about 2 or 3. I gotta give you multiple because people don't believe stuff. Jeremiah 31, go to 6. Jeremiah 6, let's get into it. 31 verse 6. For there should be that day that the watchmen upon Mount Ephraim shall say, cry, arise, let us go up to Zion to Yahuwah Elohim. For thus says Yahuwah, sing with what? For Yaakov. And shout among the chief of the publish, praise ye, and say, how the song go, Ma? Arise, save your people. Arise, save your people. Arise, save your people. Yahuwah Sabaoth. Yahuwah Sabaoth. So this is what I'm saying. People, this is signs. Remember I told you, Yahushua talked about that? About these signs? He's like, man, he said, they basically asked him, well, how you do these things? He's like, man, if you can't believe the things I've been doing, I ain't gonna answer you about nothing you gotta say. If you don't believe me, believe me. Right, you literally seeing the prophecy happen, but you can't discern it. I said, so if you can't answer this, I ain't gonna answer you either. Why? Because you're not the elect. Man, let's wrap this thing up. But it says, we will sing with gladness in Yaakov, sat among the people of the chief nation, saying, praise ye, O Yahuwah, save thy people, the remnant of Israel. Behold, I come from the north country, and gather from the coast of the earth, them that are blind. Hold a second. And the what? Hold up, isn't this the Pesor? Isn't it what you and Yahushua talked about? Isn't that how the kingdom was supposed to be coming? But these things happen when what? People declare the judgment. Once we say that, then all of a sudden the kingdom has come. You're seeing the blind and the lame. Them the blind and the lame and what? The woman with child. Him that, and her that what? Travaileth and the child and what? A great company. So the great company can't come until we see these things. Until we proclaim it. You've seen it happen right in front of your face. But you can't discern the elect. But you come ask me, who said you can be a judge? Hey, nah, they gonna come with what? They gonna come with supplications. I'ma lead them. I will cause them to walk by the rivers in a straight way. They ain't gonna stumble. From a father to Israel, Ephraim is my firstborn. Hear the word of Yahuwah, O you nations, and declare this. In the isles, what? See, whenever this COVID-19 stuff go off, we gotta go to them isles and declare this thing. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to the isles. We're gonna declare this thing in the isles. And that's where our people at. And say, he has scattered Israel, will do what? And keep him as a shepherd does his flock. For you who have redeemed Yaakov and has ransomed him from the hand of him that's what? Alright. This is the reason why it says in Daniel 7:21-22, behold, the same horn, that's the enemy, that's Edom, that's the beast, prevailed against them until I take your moon. And what? And at that time came the saints, possessed the kingdom. After they came and they proclaimed this among the heathen, after the ambassador was sent, after the elect went forth, after the widow cried and troubled the judge, and said, avenge my people. Then they came back with the halt, they came back with the lame, they came back with the ones that had travailing, right? They came back with weeping and supplications. They came back with repentance. After that, Yahuwah had to rise up. Judgment had to be given to them. And then they did what? Possess the kingdom. So
Now that was powerful right there, family. That was a clear passage from Daniel that's going to take you to what John the Revelator said in Revelation chapter 12, verse 17. 14 through 17. Let's go there right quick. Clearly a precept to that, y'all. Well, 14 through 17. It says to make war with who? The saints. It'll be verse 17, family. There's that dagger in this. But we're gonna read 12 through 17. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For Hasatan is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place where she is nourished for a time, and times, and half a time, that the prophet Daniel been talking about, for the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman. Families, this passage right here is clearly telling you, families, and it's stating, families, that the earth, the Most High, is going to use the laws of nature to protect us, families. To clearly protect us. The laws of nature, y'all. So when people see earthquakes and tornadoes and tsunamis and hurricanes, families, man, the Most High is going to put you into a perfect peace. A perfect peace, perfect shalom, to where that you're going to weather any storm. He has never forsaken you. Verse 16 again. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. This is the dagger that he's speaking about right here. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of Yahuwah, and have the testimonies of Yeshua HaMashiach. Let's go finish that lesson off, y'all.
This is the time that the judges are coming back. This is the time that the saints are establishing the work. Set apart one, the Kodashim. We have to discern where we at. We have to discern what order. If you're not of this order, like, because that's another thing. People are against warfare in general. If you're against that, unsubscribe from the page, don't follow it. Nothing serious. It's not your calling. It's not your calling. You might need to be a sheep in somebody else's flock. But in this spot right here, we the elect. And I ain't bragging. I showed you the scriptures. Did I not?
All praise. Hallelujah.
Hey,
Hallelujah.
we the elect.
It's up to no debate, family.
And it's not, again, this ain't no brag. It's not saying anything about us. We telling you what the scripture says. So we gonna go forth in that. We gonna keep moving in that. And so the context is this. So you gotta understand that in this time of Pesach, that's what happened. They came out. They understood that Yahuwah had to do it, arise and save his people. But first, what happened? Leaven had to come out the hearts. Right? Purification had to start. It's funny because when I was seeing all the stuff that's going on today, the Most High, when my mind was Yehukanan, when Yehukanan told him, he says, bring forth fruits worthy of. So that's what y'all saw today. These are fruits worthy of repentance. That's the sign. That's another sign. When you can have that, when you can proclaim that, and then you have fruits worthy of repentance, that's the kingdom. That's the kingdom. That's what it is. Because if you take somebody that's broken and you give them a position, then they're going to just be somebody that's broken with a position. That's it. But if you can mend somebody and that's broken, then when you set them in a position, then they can rule. And they can rule righteously. So that's the reason why the Most High sent the Comforter for that specific thing. That's the reason why the assembly's got to be in Ruach and in truth. Because it's the Ruach that mends the hearts. It's the Torah that controls the mind and the nefesh. But it's the Ruach that controls the hearts. So the hearts have to be in line so we can go forward into the kingdom because the time is short. But again, so this is where we at. This is how we're going to move. We praise Yahuwah for this time of Pesach, that we can inspect ourselves and we can love on each other. Because that's the only way we're going to make it.
Hey, I gotta say something. Breaking report that just came out during the worship. So it says Yellowstone supervolcano showing signs of a caldera collapse. So caldera is a large volcanic crater, especially one formed by a major eruption leading to the collapse of the mouth of a volcano.
Hallelujah.
So that just came out during the worship. And also the leader of North Korea is officially pronounced as a vegetable.
Right.
At this moment. So
So you notice that means retaliation. Because you know they killed him, right?
So what was just asked for in here? Send the red horse.
Right.
Red horse takes the peace away from the earth.
Right.
It's funny because the red symbolizes what nation? In this world, in this day and age, it's China.
Right.
So you have the accusations going back and forth with China and America.
The Yellowstone.
Now you have the Chinese doctors going and inspecting Kim Jong-un and pronouncing him brain dead.
Right.
On another word, speaking about volcanoes, over the last, most haven't really noticed, but over the last 3 days, 45 volcanoes worldwide has gone off.
Right.
But the world is silent about it, the mainstream news. So many forgot about the Ash, Tamarut, and Shan.
Right.
But it seems like Yahuwah is revving it back up.
Right.
That's why it's so important that during this time of introspection, we have ourselves cleaned out so Yahuwah can turn the things off of us.
Right.
And put it back on the nations. So praise Yahuwah for that.
Yeah. So let's go back to something that Malachi was talking about when Malachi was bringing out the sons of thunder, right? Or proclaiming or speaking fire to come down, but they weren't ready for it, right? So there's been 2 times that we came here and the Most High, and during this time, He wanted us to prepare ourselves rather than just to move forward, right? So when the time, because there is going to be witnesses that are going to call down fire. I think this is where we at right now. That's what we doing. You don't got to see literal fire come down. When you see destruction happen after you petition, after the widow cries out, that's fire coming down from heaven. So, but yeah, so it's to this time of inspection. So we have to prepare ourselves as a ministry, because if we're going to be the host, we can't have no breaches. We can't. So, anyway, it. So, but yeah, that's righteous. Anybody else got anything to say before we go? Who is this? Okay.
It says, I have set a watchman upon your walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day or night.
Hallelujah.
Ye that make mention of Yahuwah keep not silence. And 7 says, and give him no rest, till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
Hallelujah. That's your
And that's his name being exalted in his hour, families. The Most High Yah is making that separation in the day of preparation, families. If you didn't even know nothing about that, now you do. There's a lot of our brothers and sisters, families, that don't know, man. They don't know, like, real talk. They don't know, families. So the Most High is setting out judges. He's setting out leaders in this time, families, to get you back into ordership, that we can walk in his ways, families, and be like just like his son, and walk as Hamashiach. Let's finish this off.
right there, sis. That's the elect. So anyway, anybody else? There you go.
To the point that Akochi just brought out, we have to make sure we can do this without fainting. We have to do it continually because no man knows the day or the hour.
That's right. That's right.
You know, these things get activated in the earth, and sometimes we get excited. But there are going to be those that when these things don't happen in the time that we want them to happen,
right,
they're going to lose faith. So I think about the plagues in Mizraim. They didn't know how long it was going to take for
right,
Pharaoh to get judged. And there might have been people who lost faith somewhere around 5th, 6th plague.
Right.
Oh, he's just playing around.
Right.
I mean, yes, plagues coming, but
they do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do the same thing. Yahuwah's not going to let us out. Maybe there's some other Elohim doing this.
Right.
And then by the time the 10th plague came around, there were many who lost faith already.
Right.
And so those were those who got cut off when the destroyer came.
Right.
And so there, even in the after the Mashiach left,
right,
it took 70 years before judgment came on Jerusalem, and there were plenty who lost faith in Mashiach during that time. So I just want to encourage the Mishpachah that we are like that watchman, that we don't give him rest.
Right.
We'll always petition him.
Right.
That his kingdom come on earth as it is in the Shamayim.
That's right.
That he cursed those who curse us and bless those who bless us.
Hallelujah.
And that he multiplies it according to his judgment.
Hallelujah.
Daily. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah on that, families. He quoted Romans chapter 12, verse 14 on that one right there, families. Romans chapter 12, verse 14. Bless those who persecute you. Don't curse them. Pray that the Most High Yah will bless them. Now, families, man, all this is just getting you leveled up, families. It's truly getting you leveled all the way up. Man, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, high esteem to the Most High Yah, Yahuwah Tastavo, the Lord of hosts, the God of armies. Man, for my ox that was in the building, man, I see that fire inside of y'all, man. Man, Brother John Williams, love you out your ox. My brother Yaharallah, man, love you out your ox. Man, my brother Will I Am, ox. Big bro, my dog, love you out your ox. You know what I'm saying, man? We actually be out here trying to get it in, families. That way that on the day of our visitation, families, man, we're going to be held righteously worthy. Righteously worthy, y'all. You know, just continue to study to show thyself approved. And families, man, continue to go to your lessons, man. These are, you can tell who's following entertainment. You can tell who's out there with an itching ear. You can tell who's babes in the doctrines of Hamashiach. You'll be able to tell. But families, are you going to be boastful and be like, ooh, I know this and you don't? No. You try to help them. But families, if they don't listen, try one more time. The third time they don't listen, y'all, families, man, you got to dust your feet off and keep it pushing. You got to dust your feet off. You tried. You tried. Only thing that you can do is pray for them and pray that the Most High don't give them a reprobated mind, man. Pray that the Most High do not give them a reprobated mind, families. But always be humble.
That's it. Hallelujah. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna say shalom everybody in the house. Shalom everybody online. Met T. Do your thing. Rebirth.
So y'all make sure, man, y'all go over there to Rebirth of a Nation. They not too long just went live again, families, to go over some historical documents. Families, man, the teachings over there be on point, y'all. Man, during our Sabbath classes, families, we get into it. Man, we really get into the teachings within the scriptures, y'all. But families, man, we also get into some historical documents as well. A wonderful class, man. Wonderful class, families. Man, go check out Rebirth of a Nation. Hebrew Nation Building, y'all. Hey, Khan, Yaharallah, man. All praises and glory to the Most High Yah, the Holy One of Israel, Yahuwah Tazzle, bro. Hey, bro, man, we gonna end out, man, with my joint. Since they like to kick a brother out every time I play this thing. Let's go.
Shalom, 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 shalom to your home. This one goes out to all the heroes across the globe. I've been dealing with some stress, I'm not feeling the same. It's all good, just to keep it love, keep it love. Someone come and pinch me, wake me from the straight line. Love again now. Once I feel, I've been dealing with some stress, I'm not feeling the same.
We forever active. Always been man, always find out who's wrong.
It's for real, let me talk about this Hebrew love is divine. When you come down to this Hebrew love, one of a kind. When you come down to a Hebrew, the girl so fine. Age like a fine wine, only getting better with time. Since we talking about this Hebrew love, I'm gonna speak Hebrew. I need a heavy shit. I said that I love my wife, her love
Most High always hold you, guide you, bless you, keep you, and protect you in everything that you do. Sons and daughters of Zion. What a children of Yasharala. Scattered abroad on all four corners of this planet. The true chosen seed of Yah. I want to say that we are forever out here, my brothers and sisters. Oh yeah, we are forever out here. Kwam Yasharala. Kwam Yahuwah has a Barakatah. Ba'ashem Yeshua Hamashiach Mishpachah. Want to say that I love you. Shalom and shalom.